Hello, I welcome you all in this course on power plant engineering. Today in this lecture 10 we will discuss coal burning methods. Topics to be covered. By the end of this lecture you will be able to learn selection of firing method, classification of combustion methods, overfeed supply of coal, underfeed supply of coal. Overfeed supply of coal means overfeed stoker, we will discuss. Underfeed supply of coal means nothing but underfeed fuel bed or underfeed stoker. Selection of firing method. So how can we select a good firing method? That should be based on, one is the characteristics of the available coal. What are the different characteristics? There are different coals it will be available, be it lignite, bituminous, semi-bituminous, anthracite. These are the coals will be available. Next one is the capacity of the plant. It means low capacity, medium capacity or high capacity. And third one is the load factor of the power plant. What is load factor? The plant load factor is commonly considered as a measure of power plant's capacity utilization. Next one is the nature of load fluctuation, and fifth one is the how it should be reliable and efficiency of the various combustion equipments available in the particular power plant. Now, classification of combustion methods. Generally, there are different type of fuels will be there, liquid fuel, solid fuel, gaseous fuel. But here the coal will be available in terms of solid. So the solid fuel firing will be categorized into three. One is the hand fired, and second one is the stoker, and third one is the pulverized fuel fired. Now we will discuss individually one by one. See, again the stoker will be divided into two: overfeed stoker, underfeed stokers. Overfeed stokers will be, again it will be divided into traveling gauge stoker, spreader stoker. But the traveling grade stoker, again it will be divided into chain grade stoker, bar type of stoker. See here, the underfeed stoker will be divided into two. One is the single retort stoker, multi retort stoker. Next one is the pulverized fuel fired. This will be divided into two. One is the unit system, another one is the central system. Pulverized fuel fired means pulverized. The name itself it consists of fine powder form. Now hand firing. Generally, hand firing is suitable for small power plants. It gives only low combustion efficiency. So here grate is used to support the fuels, and the openings are provided for air to enter on the grate for the combustion of fuel. The hand firing system is the simplest of fuel firing, but it cannot be used in modern power plants as it gives low combustion efficiency. Earlier we already discussed. It does not respond quickly to fluctuating loads, and the control of draft is very difficult because the firing system is a hand fire. With a hand only you have to fire. You have to ignite the fire. Now we will discuss overfeed fuel bed or working of overfeed stoker. See here, the coal is here. The coal is fed on the grate above the point of the air distribution. Now the pressurized air coming from the this is the pressurized air coming from the forced dot fan enters under the bottom of the grate. See, when the air will be passing through this grate and it also passing through the ash, it absorbs some amount of heat, and finally the grate and ash will be gets cooled. So the air, the primary air will be get heated. So the hot air then passing through the bed of incandescent coke, it reacts with, see, generally the incandescent coke, it consists some amount of carbon. The air reacts with the carbon, so CO2 will be formed. So the rate of combustion here, the rate of carbon dioxide in the part of fuel bed depends entirely on the rate of air supply. Based on the air supply only, how much carbon dioxide will be there, it will be depending upon the supply of air. See here, the water vapor, see in the air, the primary air, it consists some amount of water vapor. So the water vapor reacts with this carbon and it forms especially in the incandescent zone, it forms CO. See here CO, CO2 and some amount of N2 and H2 also will be there. Then the gases leaving the incandescent region of the fuel bed, it consists of N, CO, CO2, H and H2O. The raw coal is continuously supplied. Here we are supplying raw coal on the surface of the fuel bed. Here it loses its volatile matter by distillation. This is the VM, volatile by distillation. So what is mean by distillation? Due to the distillation, what it requires? For the distillation, it requires some amount of heat. So the heat will be supplied by the incandescent coke below the fresh fuel. So hot gases diffusing through the surface of the bed and hot gases and flame in the furnace are above. See, this is the green coal. This zone also we can call it as ignition zone. The gas is leaving the upper surface of the fuel bed. This is the upper surface. Bed contain some combustible volatile matter. You can see this is the VM is the some combustible volatile matter. So for the see here what will be added after incandescent zone, VM will be added. It is combustible material. So this will be VM plus CO plus CO2 and N2 and H2. So the gases leaving the upper surface of the fuel bed contain some combustible volatile matter formed. It will be formed like this way. See here we are supplying some air, that is secondary air is supplied at the top of the bed to burn the remaining combustible gases. What are the remaining combustible gases? Volatile matter, carbon and H2. So the secondary air is supplied at a very high speed to create a turbulence which is required for a complete combustion of unburned gases. What are the unburned gases? Maybe some amount of CO will be there. Due to this reason, what will be happen? There will be a formation of smoke. So that's all. This is about overfeed fuel bed. Now there is some disadvantage will be there in the overfeed bed. So what are the disadvantages? Then only we will discuss underfeed fuel bed. In case of overfeed burning, the volatile matter will be somewhat colder than the furnace gases, and therefore it requires longer time for complete burning. This may create a tendency to form smoke. So these are the some of disadvantages in the overfeed fuel bed. Now we will discuss underfeed fuel bed. See here, it is very important here. In this type of stoker, the fuel and air move in the same direction. But in the overfeed fuel bed, we are placing the coal on the grit. But here we are supplying air, along with air we are supplying fuel also. It means coal also we are supplying. Now breaking of the molecule structure of the volatile matter, this is the volatile matter, takes place, and part of the breaked volatile matter reacts with the oxygen of the air. This is one of the important point here. See here, the ash left at the bottom of the stoker is at a very higher temperature than the overfeed stoker. But in case of overfeed fuel bed, there is a coal will be there. We are placing the coal on the grit, then only we are sending air. So when air will be passing through the grit, then after that it is passing through the ash. It absorbs some amount of heat. But here this type of facility is not there here. So due to that reason, the ash consists some amount of heat will be, that heat will be wasted. Okay. Next one is the underfeed method of fuel supply is best for which type of coal? Generally semi-bituminous and bituminous. Why? Because it have some higher percentage of volatile matter. So the volatile matter being at a higher temperature before entering the furnace burns quickly when mixed with the secondary air. See here also we are supplying some secondary air, but here the volatile matter consists some amount of higher temperature. So the furnace burns quickly when mixed with the secondary air. So remaining all the things are what we discussed in the overfeed fuel bed. Same principle here also it will be applied. But these are the some common differences. So these are the resources I referred to make this particular video. That's all for today. Thank you very much.